Let's start seated today. Sitting on the floor or on a chair. You can sit up on any props you like. Find a comfortable position where the spine can be long. The chest lifted, thinking about the low back moving forwards. And from there, the spine lifting up. And it can be helpful to think about the spine on two planes. One is the back of the spine, which is on your back, which is much easier to think about lifting the back of the spine up. But can you imagine the front of the spine? It's facing inside your body. The front of the spine also lifting up. Relax the shoulders, relax the face, relax the hands. Sometimes it takes a little bit of grip in the hips to maintain this position, but see if you can release just 5% of the effort in your hips. Feel into the places where your body touches the floor. Notice your breath. Re-lengthen the spine from the front and the back. We'll take 3 breaths together. When you're ready, through the nose, inhale. Exhale out the mouth, let it go. Inhale, nose. Exhale, mouth. Last time. Let it go. Let the lips touch. Breathe in and out through the nose. And if the eyes are closed, blink the eyes open a few times. Clasp the hands and roll out the wrists. So this week is pranayama restorative week. It doesn't mean it's going to be easy. If you're still rolling your wrists, switch, moving in the other direction, taking it the other circle. And then clasp the palms in front of the chest, pull the shoulders back, lift the chest, and flip the palms, press the elbows as straight as you can. Palms face away from you. Press the thumbs forward to the pinkies back. And again, inject the shoulders back into the shoulder sockets. Slow breath. And then lift the arms up towards the ceiling. Can you straighten the elbows as much as you can? It's still early, I know. Can you reach the hands up towards the ceiling and lengthen the spine again, the back of the spine and the front of the spine lengthening up. Look up towards the hands. Inhale. Look down towards the navel. Exhale. Inhale. Look up. Arms move backwards. Exhale. Keep them there as you exhale, lowering the head. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale to look up. And then exhale, bring the arms forwards. Unwind the arms and switch the clasp of the hands. So awkward thumb on top. We'll just do that one more time. Take some circles for the wrists. And then inhale, come to center, shoulders back. Exhale, flip and press. Try to straighten the elbows. Inhale, lift the arms up. They don't have to go all the way up. They're going as far up as they can. Try to keep reaching the fronts of the arms from the armpit all the way up to the thumb. Reach it up. Press up through the thumb. Pull the pinky finger down. Inhale to look up. Exhale, chin down. Keep moving the arms back 2 more times. Once you're done with your 3 rounds, inhale back to center. Bring the arms forwards, unwind, and unclasp. Okay, downward facing dog. It's a little early, but we're going to jump right into it. We'll take a few breaths here to bend one knee and then the other, pedaling out the legs. If your wrists are really sensitive today, you can always do this on hands and knees and stretch the legs back, stretching out the backs of the legs, bottoms of the feet. Try to bring the head and neck between the upper arms. And then once you've evened out both sides, take the feet a little bit wider than usual and reach the heels down towards the floor. They don't have to touch. Press into the hands using the legs and arms to help you in this shape. Relax the belly. Relax the face. Take a slow breath in and a slow breath out. Now bring the left foot closer to the midline, a little bit more centered. And then inhale, reach the right leg up, bend the knee and open the hip. You reach the knee up towards the ceiling and press the hips towards the right side of the room. You can even look under your right armpit. Slow breath in. Exhale, bring the leg back to neutral and bring the foot down. Okay, right foot towards the center. Inhale, lift the left leg. Bend the knee and open the hip. It's early, so go slow. Lift the knee up towards the ceiling. Press the hips towards the left. Press into the hands. Maybe look underneath your left armpit. On your exhale, straighten the legs, straighten out the hips, lower the foot. Bring the feet back to that slightly wider downward facing dog, pressing into the hands. One more breath here. And then walk the hands and the feet together, forward fold. You can hold opposite elbows for this first one especially to help the upper body hang forwards. And again, relax the belly. Let the arms and legs do the work. The legs pushing down into the floor. The elbows get heavy. If you're holding elbows, take the awkward cross of the arms. If you can't figure it out, don't worry about it. Not important. Move your weight into the big toe ball mounds of the feet, and then press the heels down. Take a slow breath. Hands come to the hips, elbows up towards the ceiling. Inhale, pull the elbows up as you come all the way to stand. Let's do some sun salutations, starting with half sun salutations. Reach the arms down, Tadasana. Lift the chest, lift the back of the spine, lift the front of the spine. Roll the shoulders back and reach down through the little fingers so the triceps are on. Exhale here. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. That's our half sun salutation. Inhale, rise up, reach up, look up. Exhale, forward fold, right back down. Inhale, halfway. Like you're moving through honey, maybe you're moving slower than me. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come up to stand, take your time. Last time like that, exhale, forward fold, lengthening the spine forwards and down. Halfway lift as you inhale, the front of the spine lengthening. Exhale, fold, the back of the spine folds you forward. Inhale, rise up, reach up, look up, both of them lifting up towards the ceiling. And exhale, lower just the arms. We're going to take a different version of sun salutations today, but feel free to take your own version if something else sounds good to you. So find Tadasana, power up the legs, power up the arms, lift the chest, and exhale. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, dive forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And we'll meet in downward facing dog. Plant the hands and step or jump the feet back until you're in down dog. Shift forwards to a plank. Exhale, bend the elbows as much as you like. Inhale, take a back bend. Maybe the toes stay tucked. Keep the thighs strong. Exhale, back to tabletop or plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. One breath here. Then use your inhale to bring the feet to the hands. Halfway lift. You could also bring the hands to the feet. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach the arms up, come to stand. Exhale, right back down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, down dog. Plant the hands. Maybe you jump the feet back, lift the hips. Inhale, plank. Exhale, bend the elbows. Inhale, take a back bend. Exhale, plank again. Downward facing dog. One breath. Building some heat. Take your time. You can always do this on the knees. On your next inhale, bring the feet and the hands together. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. We'll do it one more time. Inhale, reach the arms up. Reach through the fingertips. Turn the hands on. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift. Downward facing dog. Plant the hands. Inhale, plank. Exhale, bend the elbows, any amount. Inhale, back bend, strong legs, open the chest. Exhale, plank. Downward facing dog, one breath. You can bring the knees down, you can take extra breaths here. As you're ready, feet and the hands come together. Halfway lift as you inhale. Fold as you exhale. Inhale, rise up, reach up, look up. Lowering just the arms, exhale, Tadasana. Okay, a little bit of balance. Press the right foot down. Bring the hands to the hips and open up the shoulders so that the collarbones are wide, the elbows come back. So with your weight in the right foot, lift the kneecap, press the heel down. Find a place to gaze that's not moving. Get light on the left heel. Flex the left foot off the floor. And when you're ready, you can lift the left knee in line with the hip. So the goal here is to keep the right leg really straight. You can stay here. You can keep the knee low. You can keep the foot or the toe on the floor if that helps with balance today. You can also come to a wall and bring one hand to a wall. This is my bad foot, so my elbows are on the wall. Okay, inhale here, straighten that right leg. Exhale to open the knee out towards the side. Now you can hold on to the knee if you like, and push the knee into the hand to help you open the leg more. Can you send the left outer hip down towards the floor? Press the right thigh straight, lift the right kneecap, and then lift the chest. Maybe reach the right arm out towards the side. If you don't have a lot of room, you could reach it up towards the ceiling. Lift the chin slightly. Inhale. As you exhale, bring that right hand to the hip. Bring the knee towards center, and we'll switch. So hold with the opposite hand. Bring the left hand to the hip. Straighten through that right leg. Lift the chest. Inhale. As you exhale, open the chest away from the knee. So actually towards the knee, towards the left. It's hard because I'm mirroring, so I can't figure out directions. Keep dropping that left outer hip towards the floor. Inhale here. Exhale, slowly come back to center. Bring the hands to the hips and lower the foot. Okay, shake out the legs. Sometimes that can be a lot to ask of the hips to do so early. Let's try the other side. If that was challenging, just have a hand on the wall. No big deal, it's just gonna help. Bring the left foot down. It's still gonna be a lot of work, even if you're holding the wall. Just takes the balance out of the equation. Elbows back, lift the chest, get light on the right heel, flex the right foot, try to keep that left leg really straight and strong. Lift the knee when you're ready. And notice the difference between the sides. It's the first asymmetrical shape we've taken here. Try to keep the left leg straight, moving the thigh back. Already you can lower that right outer hip towards the floor. Likes to lift up. Now inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, open the right knee towards the right. And then again, you can hold on to the right knee. Helps for a little bit more support. And you can push the knee into the hand. Take that outer right hip down towards the floor. Eventually reach the left arm out towards the side. Maybe reach the left arm up towards the ceiling. Keep sucking that left hip in towards the body. Plant down through the left foot, slightly lift the chin. Bring the hand down as you're ready. Bring the knee back to center. Switch your hands. Right hand to the hip. Inhale to lift the chest. Exhale to twist. Again, can be nice to hold a wall. Hold on to something that's not moving. Keep the left leg as strong as you can. Inhale, look forward. And exhale, unwind. Okay, tap out the knees a few times. And let's come to the middle of the mat and do one jump. Don't tell my podiatrist. She doesn't need to know. Bring the big toes together, the heels slightly apart. Reach the arms down, Tadasana. And we'll jump the legs. If you haven't done it before, just watch and then you can do it right after. Inhale to bend the knees, touch the fingers. Exhale, jump the feet, open the arms, landing bent knees. So now we've got a wide stance. Bring the hands to the hips and widen your stance even more. We never jump as far as we can. And then turn the right toes out, the left toes slightly in. Bend and straighten into that right knee a few times. Just like that standing balance pose, you want to try to send that outer right hip down. Every time you bend the knee, can you send that outer right thigh and hip down towards the floor? And as you bend, can you think about lengthening the back of the right thigh towards the knee? Next time you bend, hold here. Press into the outer arch of the left foot. Lift the chest. Open the arms to a T. And eventually turn your gaze to face over the right fingertips. The work here is in the side of the body that you're not looking at. So let the right side of the body be as it is. You can see it. But reach through those left fingers. Reach through the outer left heel. Flip the right palm up towards the ceiling. And inhale, keep the legs. Reach the right arm up. Bring the left arm down towards the left leg. Look up towards the right hand. Inhale. Exhale back to warrior two. Now bring the right elbow to the right thigh. Reach the left arm up towards the ceiling. And don't collapse in the chest. Can you widen the collarbones? Keep reaching that left arm up, up, up. Let it do some work. Press the left outer arch down. Maybe reach the left arm in line with the ear, palm down towards the ceiling. You can even try to turn the pinky down and the thumb up. Move the right chest forwards, the left chest back. The outer right hip rolls down towards the floor. Bend into the right knee. One more breath. Nice. Then inhale back to warrior two. Keep the legs, hands to the hips. Straighten the right knee. Parallel the feet. Okay, second side. Now we're very uneven. Turn the left toes out, right toes in. So the left toes are full 90-degree turn, and the right toes are maybe 45 max. Bend and straighten into the left knee a few times. Can you think about, as you bend, you know that the knee should be tracking over the second toe. That you know, you've been doing that for a long time. Can you send that outer left thigh down towards the floor? Can you send the back of the left thigh, the bottom of the left thigh, towards the left knee? Next time you bend, hold here. Press the outer arch of the right foot down. Bend a little deeper if you can. Open the arms. It's good because the legs start to slide in this pose, which makes it a little harder, but you can prove to yourself that you can do it. Reach through the arms, reach through the pinky fingers. Eventually look over the left shoulder and reach through the right arm. Reach through the right outer arch of the foot. Flip the left palm. Inhale, reverse. Right arm down, left arm up. You could look up towards the top hand. Keep that bend in the front knee. Back to center as you exhale. Then left elbow to the left thigh. Right arm up towards the ceiling. Keep that generous bend in the knee. Reach the top arm. Outer arch of the right foot down, glued down to the floor. Resist the urge to look down towards the floor. Can you open up the chest? The left chest moves forwards. The right chest moves back. You can do it. Bend a little deeper into that front knee. One breath. Then inhale, bring the arms back to center. Straighten the front knee, hands to the hips. And turn the toes to face forwards. Okay, bring the toes a little closer together, the feet a little closer together. And then this time, toes out, heels in. Not something we do very often. Reach the arms up towards the ceiling, wide like you're a big starfish. And push the hips forward slightly. Lift the sternum up. Can you lift the spine, the back of the spine and the front of the spine, straight up towards the ceiling? Bring the thumbs to the sternum. Lift the sternum up. And as you exhale, start to bend the knees. And make sure, again, the knees are tracking over the second toes. So you might need to change the angle of the foot to match the angle of the thighs. You can shift side to side if you like. If you can bend a lot, open the feet a little wider so that you can try to stack the knees on top of the ankles. Okay, let's start with some twists. Bring the hands to the knees and inhale to lift the spine. Exhale, right shoulder down. Look over the left. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, left shoulder down. Look over the right. 2 more times each side. Feel free to stay a little bit longer somewhere. This is not actually a yoga pose, so just find a spot that feels interesting. Next time the left shoulder comes down, that'll be your last round. Come back up to center. Thumbs could be at the sternum if you're feeling like you've got some more energy. Otherwise, you can have your hands on the thighs for some support. Lengthen the spine, lower the hips. The outer hips are rolling down. So it's not about pushing the pelvis forwards. It's about letting the outer hips release down towards the floor. Slow breath. And then press into the toes as you straighten the legs. Woo! Okay, heel toe the feet back together. And let's do a forward fold, Uttanasana. This one, keep the feet a little wider than the hips, just a little bit. Toes in, heels out. Lift the chest, elbows up. Inhale. And exhale, forward fold. So now, there's a couple different variations here. If you like, just hang, hold the elbows, head and neck heavy, use your weight moving forwards and your heels pushing down to help you get further into the fold. Option 2, you can use your peace fingers. So like you're playing rock, paper, scissors, it's your scissors fingers. Bring them underneath the big toes, using your thumbs as well. And you can move your elbows down towards the floor to help pull you down into the fold. You could also clasp the hands behind the neck to help keep the head really heavy and let the head and neck release. You got 3 options. 5 breaths wherever you are. Use the strength in the legs to help you fold. Lift the kneecaps up. Send the tailbone up towards the ceiling. Last breath here. You're always welcome to stay longer. And we'll meet in a child's pose. So you can plant the hands and bring the knees down. You can go through a little vinyasa on your way there if you like. For this one, knees wide, big toes touch. You could be on the elbows. You can bring the hips closer to the heels, whatever feels good. If this is a lot of bend in your knees, you can always keep the hips lifted. You can always bring something under the hips or behind the knees to help protect them. Let the head and neck be heavy. Breathe into the back ribs. So in preparing for pranayama, we work with the spine, but we also have to work with the hips because open hips helps you sit. One more slow breath. When you're ready, lift yourself up to hands and knees, and then come onto your seat. We're going to do a couple forward folds, so you can sit up on something if you like. If you're particularly bendy and you want to try something new, as long as you've got the strength in your legs, you can use a block, and I'll show you where to put it later. Okay, Janu Shirsasana. Bend the right knee, open the right knee out to the side. I won't be super particular about where the right knee and the right foot is today. Find a comfortable place for you. Focus on the left leg. Strong left leg. Reach the back of the knee down towards the floor. For me, it's the calf that gets in the way. My calf is really tight, and so it's hard for me to get the whole leg down onto the floor. So I like to move my hands to the calf and try to spread the muscle off to the side, even close to the heel, moving the calf muscle back towards the heel. And then I can get a little closer. I'm still not touching. Maybe next year. Okay. Keep the left hand down and inhale to reach the right arm up. We're going to start with a little twist. As you exhale, bring the right elbow outside the left leg. Now, it doesn't have to reach. You can use the hand instead. See if you can get the elbow or anywhere on the arm as low as you can. Reach it towards the little toe side of the left foot. And now that we're in this weird twist, you can use your left hand to push and twist open slightly towards the ceiling. Now, don't lose the work in the left leg. Keep pushing the left leg down and roll the right hip open. Okay. Now, fold over the long leg. You could hold the outside edges of the foot. You could hold onto your calf. If you can reach your foot comfortably, hold the outside edges of the foot or use a block in front of the foot to hold the outside edges of the block. And that'll help to keep the toes lifted up. This is the pose that I allegedly broke my toe in. So it's really nice to not pull the toes too hard, to let the necks of the toes be really soft, even though the foot is engaged. The toes are up towards the ceiling. Okay, for this last breath, Let this be your best pose. The left leg strong, the right hip releasing down, the head and neck heavy. Last breath. As you inhale, look forward. As you exhale, lift the chest. Other side. Right knee up, right leg long. Left knee up, left knee out towards the side. And again, find a comfortable place for the left leg. Focus on the right. Move the calf muscle out of the way if that helps. Try to press the back of the knee closer to the floor. If you're sitting up on a block, then if you're really trying to push the knee to the floor, you might hyperextend. If you're sitting up on a block, hopefully that means that your legs are a little bit tight, and that's going to be challenging for you to hyperextend. So if you're sitting on the floor, it's not so easy to hyperextend because the floor is in the way. So as long as your heel is down, try to bring the knee down towards the floor. Toes lengthen up. Let's bring the right hand out towards the side, maybe a little bit behind you. When you're ready, inhale, lift the left arm. Lengthen through that side. Exhale, try to bring the elbow or anywhere on the arm outside the right leg. And you can use the left hand to help you twist a little bit. Twisting towards the right. Right leg strong. We always forget about it. As soon as we start focusing on the arm, the leg goes to sleep. So keep the leg strong. Outer left hip rolling down. Right knee towards the floor. Reach the arm as close to the pinky toe as you can, trying to keep it locked on the outside of the right leg. Feeling a little bit of compression is okay. Can you exhale all the stale air out so that all the air you're breathing in is fresh air? When you're ready, roll forward, fold over the long leg for the full Janushirasana. Again, maybe you use something in front of the foot to hold on. I'm holding the outside edges of the block with my toes up towards the ceiling. Focus on the right leg, lift the kneecap, squeeze the muscle to the bone, press the leg down. Don't forget about that right leg. Bring the outer left hip down towards the floor, reach the left knee away from you. It's our final breath here, so make this your best version. Lengthen the toes. And then inhale, look forward. And exhale, lift the chest. Okay, help the knee up. You're going to bend both knees and we're going to widen the legs. So this is one of those poses where for some of us it's torture, and for others it's like the easiest thing in the world because we used to do it as kids. So no judgment. Open your legs wide. I'm going to sit up against a wall, which is not cheating. It is support. Now you can always sit up on a block. We're just going to sit here for a second. So you can, if you don't have a wall behind you, you can have the hands behind you to push yourself up, to lengthen the spine up. Press the knees down towards the floor and the toes up towards the ceiling. They like to roll out towards the sides. So try to keep yourself centered on the center of the heel. And that way you don't have to stare at the feet to figure out where the feet are. You can use your sensory, your senses of where your heel is on the floor. Is it to the side? That means your toes are probably out towards the side. Is it in the center? That means your toes are probably up towards the ceiling. Okay, if this was enough torture for you, you can always bring your legs a little closer together. But if you're starting to feel a little bit more open, maybe you scoot yourself forwards or you widen your feet away from each other a little bit more. So I like to, one hand in front, one hand in back, sort of scoot myself forwards a little bit more. Now I can't use the wall, so maybe I shouldn't have done that. But my hands are behind me. I'm lifting the chest with my arms, using my arms as a little scaffolding. Hips stay low, knees stay low, toes stay up towards the ceiling. I'm centered on my heels. I have a teacher who sits in this for 20 minutes a day because it's his least favorite pose. I don't know. We don't have 20 minutes, but we're going to do like 2 or 3 minutes. And just notice the sensations that you're feeling. If they're very distracting, you can pay attention to them. If they're not super distracting, if they're not painful, if they're not super uncomfortable, then try to bring your attention to the breath. Slow down your exhales. Notice how your breath affects the rest of your nervous system and your mind. One more breath. Supta Baddha Konasana. Use the hands inside the knees to bend the knees and bring the feet together. Soles of the feet together, knees wide. Okay, again, for some of us, this is a really easy pose. If that's you, you're going to press the inner arches of the feet together. You can even, my teacher likes to have us put a block between the feet. She told me recently that this pose is also called the cobbler pose, because in India, there's like all these cobblers in the streets and they put the shoe between their feet, and this is how they cobble. So this is called cobbler pose also. Hold on to the ankles. Press the feet together wherever you are and try to find that long spine again. Lift up from the back of the spine, lift up from the front of the spine. And if that doesn't make any sense to you, don't worry about it. But if it does make sense and you feel like there's something happening, hopefully it feels like you're lifting up the organic body, the inside of the body sort of lifts up towards the sternum. Relax the outer hips down towards the floor and take one more breath. After your breath, bring the knees back together, remove the block if you're using it, and then push the knees together. There was a lot of opening in the hips. You could even rock side to side a little bit so that the knees can one at a time come into that internal rotation. And then let's lie on our backs. We'll start with Supta Baddha Konasana. And I'll offer a little bit of extra support and extra challenge. So bring the feet close to the hips. This is our bridge pose. Knees are going to want to splay out, but we just did that with the knees, so don't let them splay out. Keep pressing the inner arches of the feet down so the knees stay in line with the hips. Tuck the shoulders underneath you. Reach the arms down at your sides or hold the outside edges of the mat. And then lift the hips, lift the low back, lift the mid back. Tuck the shoulders underneath you a little bit more. And you can stay here, reaching the knees away from you, lifting the sternum up. You could take some reps, lifting and lowering the hips. You could reach the arms in line with the ears and hold opposite elbows for a little bit more extension in the front of the body. You could slide a block under the hips at the sacrum where the low back meets the hips. It could be at any height. So you've got a couple of options here, lifting and lowering, arms overhead, hips supported. If the hips are supported and you're feeling steady, you could stretch one leg forwards on the mat, straight, maybe both legs. If the low back still feels okay when you do that, you could hold here, trying to stay centered on the heel so the toes are up towards the ceiling. The arms could be above the head. They could be at your sides. It doesn't matter. Resist the urge to turn the neck. Try to keep your gaze steady or close the eyes so there's nothing that you can be visually distracted by. We'll stay here for about 45 more seconds. So if you're taking a lifted version where your hips are supported on a block, you can rest. Let the thighs grow heavy. If you're doing something a little bit more dynamic, either movement or holding the pose with the strength of your legs, feel free to take breaks. Wherever you are, relax the jaw, sternum towards the chin, knees away from you. If you straighten the legs, one at a time, bend the knees, plant the feet. If you're using the arms over the head, bring the arms at your sides. If your hips are lifted up on a block, you can move the block out of the way. And eventually we'll all meet with our hips down on the floor, nice and slow, hips coming down first. Move the hips to the left, just about an inch, and then let the knees fall towards the right. Try to keep the knees stacked. It's okay if the shoulder comes up off the floor. You could reach the left arm in line with the ear above you. You could reach it out like a cactus off to the left. You could reach it out like a T shape, whatever feels best. And if you want a little extra challenge, you could straighten the legs like I always think of that TV show on Channel 11 when I was a kid where there's a clown and a clock. I don't remember what it's called. Anyway, your legs are at 3 o'clock. And you're going to try to keep the heels stacked on top of each other if the legs are straight. If the legs are bent, don't worry about it. Let this be a little bit more of a relaxing pose. If the legs are straight, keep reaching the left heel away from you. Find a comfortable place for the left arm. Look up towards the ceiling wherever you are. If the knees are bent and you want to look over towards the left, great, you can do that. If the legs are straight, bend the knees. And bring the arm out to the side. And as you inhale, bring the knees back to center. Plant the feet and recenter the hips. Always come back to center before we take the other side, just so you can see what center feels like. And then lift the hips and send them to the right, just about an inch. Flex the feet and roll the knees towards the left, other side. Again, right arm could be out towards the T shape, towards a cactus shape, or up towards the ear, in line with the ear. Again, if this feels good with the knees bent, stay here. You could also straighten the legs, trying to keep the ankles stacked, the heels stacked, and the feet not hard flexed back, but again, lengthening the necks of the toes. Either look up towards the ceiling, or if the knees are bent, you could look over the right shoulder. In this pose, I like to imagine my seatbelt plugged in by my left hip and then up towards my right shoulder. Can you lengthen that seatbelt so that the left hip is rolling down and the right shoulder is rolling down? Take your last breath here, nice and slow. If the legs are straight, rebend the knees. Bring the arms back to center, and then lift the knees up towards the ceiling, plant the feet, reset the hips. It's time for Shavasana. We'll close with a short breathing practice. So if you like, you can stay here in Shavasana the whole time. If there's any final poses or shapes you want to take, you can do some extra stretches now. You'll have about 30 seconds, so make sure you even out your sides. If you're ready for Shavasana, you can make your way there at any point, if you have a wall nearby and you want to bring your legs up the wall, that could be really nice. You could also do it with your legs on a chair or on a couch. You could bend the knees so just the calves are supported on the seat of the couch or the seat of the chair. Sometimes you'll have a perfectly sized coffee table for that. If you're not in Shavasana already, start to make your way there. Take a moment to make sure that your legs are symmetrical. You could even use your hands to lift your head, looking straight down the body line. And see if one leg is a little bit off to the side. Can you try to even out the legs? Not looking for perfection, just looking for a little bit closer to symmetrical. Same thing with the shoulders. Can you tuck the shoulder blades underneath you and get the arms to a more symmetrical place? You can feel where the arms are based on the contact with the floor. So which knuckle is touching the floor? Can you make sure it's the same in both hands by moving the elbows, moving the distance of the hands? And then once you've found a little bit more symmetry, relax. And maybe the symmetry goes away once you relax, and that's okay. Maybe you sigh out your next breath and release the jaw. Let your body soften into the floor. Let go of the belly. Release any control of the breath, of the mind. Let it wander. And relax, release, and let go. Shavasana. Stay as long as you like. We'll close with a short breathing practice. You can do it here on your back. Notice the temperature of the breath. The simplest pranayama technique, breathing technique, is called samavriti, equal breaths, basically. So we'll start with a counted breath. We'll count to 4 on the inhale and 4 on the exhale. It doesn't have to be perfect. So if the counts are distracting for you, you can just do it on your own, trying to find a balanced breath. When you're ready, let your exhale be deep and complete, and we'll begin. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. One more time. 3, 2, 1. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe normally. We'll close with the 3-part inhale, Viloma 1. Relax the face. And do your best to not push too hard. In the physical practice of yoga, where we do all of the physical shapes, we're doing 90% of our effort. We're working hard. But here in the pranayama practice, we only really want to be doing 60 or 70% of our full capacity. It's a subtle, gentle practice. So if you notice yourself gripping, pushing, trying to effort, give yourself permission to take a break and join us on the next round. So relatively simple practice. We'll take a slow breath in, a slow breath out, and then we'll split the inhale into 3 parts. It'll be inhale, pause, inhale, pause, inhale, pause. You can hold at the top as long as you like, as long as you're not gripping. And then you'll take a little sip of air in before you release for the exhale. I'll walk you through the first few rounds. Natural breaths. When you're ready, take a slow breath in through the nose, 60, 70% of your effort. Slow breath out through the nose. Then inhale the bottom third of the lungs and pause. Middle third of the lungs and pause. No gripping, light pause as you inhale, breathe into the top third. Pause here, holding as long as you like. When you're over it, take a little sip of air in and then exhale to let it go. Take a recovery breath in between. Relax the belly, relax the face. See if you can keep them relaxed the whole time. No rush. Join us when you're ready. Slow breath in through the nose. Slow breath out. Inhale the bottom third and pause. Middle third, pause. Top third, pause. Staying open and calm. Take a little sip of air before you turn over into the exhale. We'll do one more round together. Slow breath in when you're ready. Slow breath out. Inhale the bottom third, pause. Middle third, pause. Top third, doing 60, 70%. Holding here. Release the jaw, the belly. Take a little sip of air and turn over into the exhale. Breathe normally. Feel free to stay longer if you like. When you're ready, hands to the belly, bend one knee at a time. Roll onto your right side using your arm as a pillow. Stay heavy for a moment, and then use your left hand to push yourself up to a comfortable seat, letting your head be the last thing to lift. Take the awkward cross of the legs this time. And again, see if you can find that long spine. From the back of the spine lifting up, the front of the spine lifting up. The head perched on top of the shoulders, requiring minimal effort from the neck because of the way you've positioned it. Take a moment to thank yourself for showing up. Thank your body for working for you. Gratitude for the practice. We'll close with 3 breaths together. When you're ready, let your exhale be deep and complete. Then inhale through the nose. Exhale, open mouth. Inhale, nose. Exhale, mouth. Inhale, nose. Exhale, let it go. Thank you for coming. Let me know if you have any questions. Otherwise, I'll see you.